how-to show, and today I'm going to show you how to make pizza. There are several steps in doing this. The first one is you want to invite your friends over. You can do this by texting or calling. And then the second step is you want to gather your ingredients. There's two things that you need to do when you make pizza. You need to make the dough, and then you need to do the toppings, and as well as the sauces and the cheese. Right here I have all of our ingredients. The first ingredients for the dough would be your flour, and then you're going to add yeast, water, and then we have sugar in our cute little shot glasses here. We will start by doing our dough. So what we do is we begin by getting 1 cup of warm water. So what we want to do is we're going to add sugar, which will help feed the yeast to activate it, and then we're going to put it in with the warm water. And we have our cute little shot glasses again, so cheers. And then what you want to do is you want to stir it together till it's all mixed. And once this is all stirred together, you want to let it set for about 10 minutes. As you can see, our yeast has proofed, and you can see the growth right here. So our little yeast buddies are having a party in there, and so we're all ready to move on to the next step. We're going to begin by grabbing our flour, and we're just using an unbleached all-purpose flour. And we're going to start by sifting it. You want to sift your flour so we don't get too much flour or we don't get too less. We have just enough. So we need 2 cups of flour. And as you can see, I do not have my measuring cup, but we're going to improvise today. And there's our second cup. Alright, so we now have 2 cups of sifted flour in our mixing bowl. We're going to add our yeast, our water, and our sugar, and then we're going to add some olive oil. And you want about roughly about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then now we're going to add our yeast, sugar, and water. Try to work out all the clumps of the flour. Now at this point you may need to add a little more water if it is too dry. And just so you know, this is not alcohol, this is our water. But I thought it would make a good water container. We're just going to start with about a tablespoon of water, and we'll go from there to see if we need more. And as you can see, the dough is coming together nicely. We're losing that dry look that we had earlier. Okay, we're just going to stir this a little more, and then our next step would be to knead the dough. Alright, let's add some flour now. Just like that. And now we are going to knead our dough so we can get it all mixed together. And you're going to do this for about 10 minutes. And this is a good time if you have any hidden anger problems. You can always take it out on your dough, like out of, you know. So you want to just fold the dough over and over. As you can see, the dough is nice and soft and very elastic. You can kind of play with it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to form it into a ball. And what you want to do is you want to cover it, and we're going to let this just leave the dough alone for about, I'd say maybe about 30 minutes till it's doubled inside. Now you can cover this with basic, plastic wrap. But today, again, we are going green. So we're going to use a Walmart bag. And we're just gonna cut the handles off here and just make our own plastic wrap. And this is a secret that I'm going to give you guys. This is what adds our flavor to our pizza and what makes it amazing. Alright, I'll see you back in about 30 minutes. Wait, don't go anywhere. We forgot some stuff that we need to do. First of all, we need to turn our oven on to 450 degrees. And we also need to warm up our pizza stone. And we're going to use a pizza stone today because the pizza stone will make our pizza very nice and crispy. The reason that we use a stone is because it draws out all the moisture into the stone from the dough, and so it makes the dough very nice and crispy. So we have our onion and we have a pepper. We're going to start by chopping our onion. We're going to chop both of the ends off. Peel this outer edge off. So you'll start by cutting it into thin slices like this, and then we're going to cut it the other way to get our small diced pieces. Watch your fingers. You don't want to clip a piece of your finger off while you're doing that. That would not be good. And you may need to grab a tissue if you start crying. Starting to tear up a little bit over here. And today we're kind of going with a veggie style pizza. We're trying to be healthy, kind of go green. So your friends come back, right? You can be creative with your toppings. You can add black olives, you can add mushrooms. There's all kinds of artichoke hearts. There's all kinds of stuff that you can add depending on what you enjoy eating. Alright, and always remember to check your refrigerator to see if you can find some fun and, creative toppings. Let's go on over there. Oh, look, we've got some fungus. Mushrooms will add a lot of flavor to your pizza. So now we have our mushroom slice. I'm just going to add it in there next to our peppers. Next, let's move over to our dough. We're going to see how it's doing. You can see how it's starting to expand and grow in size. Okay, and then once you've cut all the way through, you're going to take each portion of dough, and then we want to shape each of the pieces of dough into a ball and place it in our flour. Now we're going to cover it up again until it's 1.5 its size. We're going to use the cornmeal so the dough doesn't stick to our pan when we roll it out. So we're going to add some to our plate right here. And I already had some put some down. We're going to add some more. You're going to take your ball of dough and you're going to stick it in the middle of your cornmeal. And then we're going to create our crust of our pizza. And we're going to do this by pressing at the edge of our ball. And you want to, when you press down, you want to make sure you press all the way down so it stays when we roll it out completely. Okay, so then once you're all the way around, you're going to want to flatten out your center next. Tiny bit. And we're just going to put some fingerprints in there. Kind of like when you're at the beach. Dig your fingers in there. Alright. And then you're going to take your dough and then you're just going to kind of flop it back and forth in between your two hands. And this is going to stretch your dough out so we can get some so we can stretch it for the length of our pizza. Once you get it to your desired width or diameter, we're going to stick it back in the cornmeal. Get both sides there. And then we're going to put it on our pan. And you're also going to want to grab a little bit of cornmeal. Just get a light little layer there. And then you're going to take your crust and you're going to lay it on top. Alright, now we have our pizza crust. Alright, we're at our final step, and I think this is the best step because after this we get to eat our pizza. So we're going to start with the olive oil. We're going to sprinkle or pour a little bit over your crust. Okay, so once you've gotten that all covered every inch of the crust, we're going to do our sauce. Now when you go to the store, you most likely will find pre-made pizza sauce, but if you're ever in a jam, you can always use ketchup, which everybody has, and that's what we're going to do today. So you're just going to go ahead and put a circle all the way around your crust. Now we're ready to add the cheese. And here we have a mix of mozzarella and cheddar. And you can use just plain mozzarella, you can add Parmesan, you can use any kind of cheese that you like. So that looks good. So we've got our cheese now. Now we're going to add our spices. And we have oregano here, Italian seasoning. And this one is fairly strong, so you don't have to add a ton of it. Just adds a little bit more flavor. And then last but not least, we're going to add garlic powder. Alright, so now we can add our veggies. We'll start with our onions. We're going to add our peppers now. And then we'll add our mushrooms. Alright, now our pizza is ready to put in the oven. Careful, it's hot because it's been preheating. You're just going to put this in and slide it on your pizza stone. Now that we have the pizza in the oven, go ahead and text or call your friends to make sure they're on the way. Hey Amber, how you doing? You coming over for pizza, right? What? Seriously? I just put it in the oven, it's ready. I can't believe you want to in and out. Alright, well, it's your loss. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. Alright, well make sure you text and call your friends in advance so they don't go to fast food. Anyway, we'll be ready in a few minutes to enjoy our pizza. Alright, our pizza's all ready. Looks delicious. Too bad Amber's not here to eat it with me, but that's okay. More for me. Come on in!
Hey you!
Hello!
Amber, hey! How are you doing?
Good.
I thought you guys were at In-N-Out.
Are you serious? I love your pizza.
Well, that was good because there's lots
Oh,
of
look
it.
at
Come
that.
on over.
Oh my gosh, so yummy. Can I try it now or you gotta
Just a
wait?
small piece.
You know I can't wait. You know that.
Let me
I
get
don't
a
have
knife.
patience for it. I do like mushroom.
I do. Do you?
I like everything.
All right, well let's dig in.
This is cool.
So good.
Thank you.
And this is how we make our pizza. And if you don't want to work this hard, next time just order it.